Well, it's Hump Day. That's right. Happy Hump Day. And today we're talking about Chevy Chase and Fletch. Don't go anywhere.
Previously on the Nerdy Ronin Network.
But I had new tool. Naughty fail.
And how's everyone doing? Great, I hope. We're fine here. It's Hump Day. You know it's my favorite day of the week, so happy Hump Day. The middle of the work week. The end is in sight. We're almost there. And today, we're going to talk about genius. That's right. We're going to talk about Chevy Chase. You don't know who Chevy Chase is? Come on now. The vacation movies, National Lampoon, Caddyshack, Fletch. Now you may be asking yourself, who's Fletch? Well, to talk about that, first we have to talk about Gregory McDonald. Now, it's okay if you haven't heard of him. He was born in 1937. He died in 2008. The late Gregory McDonald wrote the Fletch novels. Alright? Now this is important. I've read numerous Gregory McDonald books, and he's a great author. He wrote 11 Fletch novels over his career. Not just those, he also wrote other novels as well. And eventually, in 1985, let me show you here. In 1985, Chevy Chase starred in the movie Fletch. PG, hour and 38 minutes. Irwin M. Fletcher is a newspaper reporter. He's actually an investigative journalist. And once he gets a hold of something, he won't let it go. But he's offered a large sum of money to kill a guy who has cancer because his insurance policy won't pay out to his family if he kills himself. So, that's the basis of Fletch. And Chevy Chase pulls it off brilliantly. His comedy chops are just fantastic. In Chevy Chase's heyday, his comedy, it just seems effortless and so well done. And in this movie, he pulls it off great. You believe him as an investigative journalist that's trying to figure out what's really going on once he gets a sniff that something's shady. It's great. And the movie did decent. So what did they decide to do? They decided to do a sequel, which that's fantastic. Great news for Chevy Chase. And they did a sequel. They did Fletch Lives. After receiving an inheritance in Louisiana, Irvin Fletcher heads to the Belle Isle plantation where he gets himself into hilarious trouble. Now listen, I've already told you about Gregory McDonald, but in Hollywood's infinite wisdom, this is 4 years later, so 3 years after they made the first one, they made this one. 1989, PG, hour and 35 minutes. Alright, let's be clear. Gregory McDonald had written numerous Fletch books at this point, and one of his most famous ones, one of the ones that did most well after the first novel, was the sequel, the second novel. Alright? So Hollywood, in their infinite wisdom, said, let's do a sequel. And somebody said, should we pick another book to do? No, we'll just write a story ourselves. So look, the first movie is fine. It's a good movie. The second movie is also fine, but it's obviously not written as well as the first. There's something about Hollywood where they just don't understand how to care for and take care of original properties. once they make one movie, if they're going to do a sequel, they just want to use the characters because they always think they can do better. And it shows in this. So that's the basis of this. Chevy Chase pulls it off in the sequel as well. The character is still blue. You know, he's just fantastic. It's great. It's Chevy Chase. This movie, the second one, does not do as well because it's not as well written. But as far as Chevy Chase as the actor in the movie, it does a great job. His humor's still on point. He's just funny. Something that comedies in Hollywood now fails at on a daily basis. So, you may ask yourself, why am I bringing this up now? These are old movies. Why do I care? Well, they just released a third movie. Aren't you excited? Wouldn't you like to see old Chevy Chase reprise his... No, because they put John Hamm in the title character role. I have not watched it yet, but I am watching it today. And Friday, we'll talk about whether it's up to the standard that Chevy Chase put out there. I'm leery to even watch it. I'm well aware that Gregory McDonald, the book that he wrote, Confess Fletch, did really well. So if they kept the same story, you know, and based it on the original property, it's gonna be a well-written story. But I do not see John Hamm being able to reach the bar that Chevy Chase put in front of him from the first two movies. So if you're planning on watching Confess Fletch, I believe that's the title. Now my brain just went bleh. All right. Just wait. Please do yourself a favor. Watch the two originals first. You don't want to miss out. Excuse me. But either way, I'm going to let you know on Friday. This has been a Fletch week, with the exception of Monday's video. Don't remind me. It was horrible. Squeaky chair, shut up. Alright guys, that's it. That's your Hump Day review. A twofer. Fletch and Fletch Lives. I was going to say 90s movies. No, 80s movies. And fantastic they were. Okay? So if you want a good movie to watch, good comedy that's just fun, watch Fletch. It's brilliant. And I'll let you know on Friday if you should even bother with the new one. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for being here. As always, we love you. And we look forward to talking to you every day. So from Michael the Microphone, Bob Squeaky Chair, and this Chevy Chase loving nerd, we will see you tomorrow on Taking Out the Trash Thursday, but I'm not really counting that one. We'll see you on Friday when we talk about Confess Fletch. Have a good night.